This has been a really hard week for me. There was a lot of decisions that I made that are going to change my life, and I'm excited to talk about them on this channel. Hi there. Welcome back to Week by Week. My name's Jay. This is a video journal series where I talk about the thoughts that I've had during the week and how I want to action them to better my life, so that hopefully in the future I can take a look back on these videos and see how far I've come. This week, I want to talk about action and the unexpected. Before I begin talking about that, I want to talk about last week and how I talked about anger and excuses. That one, it felt like it didn't come from the heart. It felt like it was just a regurgitation of what I was hearing from the podcast that I was listening, because I was thinking, I can, teach them again, right? Because that's a good way to learn them, to regurgitate them. It just didn't come out good. And this week I didn't have a plan. This week I turned, my camera on, and I'm just going to be recording, talking about the actual thoughts that I've been having this week. They were a little irrelevant to the promises that I made last week, but they're relevant to the grand scheme of me bettering my life. This week I thought about making a big change, and it all started with feeling disappointed and angry with myself. Not about that example I gave with the movie last week. Just real, raw, unprecedented anger that just makes you want to change. And I took a big step, and I have decided to look for my own place. I am refactoring my entire budget. I'm going to be getting rid of the car that I currently drive. I am taking new leaps in financial literacy, and I'm excited to talk about all of those. So in terms of what I did compared to last week, not on track. But I did do one thing, and that was figure out what path in computer science that I wanted to pursue as a career, like really dive into, like I said I would. And that is up on my board here, QA analyst. That is the goal. Before I get into that, I do want to talk about the not promises that I did to action myself. So the finances and the home and getting rid of the car. Like, why did I do this, right? I need that freedom and to really rely just solely on myself and see what I can do and be confident and take that risk. And honestly, it's terrifying. And that's not why I'm angry at myself, though. I was angry because I hadn't done it earlier. Right? You never think that you're ready, and you get so scared of taking that first step that you never take that first step. But I told myself that that's the last straw. I am going to take this leap, and it's going to be terrifying, and it has been. I've been looking at places. I've got my cat. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that I have a cat. But I've got my cat, and a lot of places are no pets. I'll be honest as well, my budget isn't as good. I do want to live alone, but now I have to find roommates. I had a car, but now I won't have a car, which is easier, but it's making me want to move downtown, so I'm closer to more transit options because I live a little bit away from downtown. Luckily, I will be working from home when I do that move out, so I don't have to think about commuting to work as much anymore. But, it's a big, scary step. Secondly, related was the whole financial refactoring. I realized that through looking for houses that my credit score is actually really amazing. But so far, what I've been doing is I have a credit card and I pay it off fully every single month. Now, that sounds really good, but if you think about it, what's the difference between just using my debit card if I'm just going to be paying off the bill every single month fully? So, I was given some advice, and, it's okay to leave your credit a little bit past due. You'll just be paying the interest. But I also actually have a line of credit that I'm able to transfer those funds in to get a little bit of that monthly interest down, because it's like a third of the interest rate with the line of credit. So essentially the strat is use the line of credit to pay the credit card, and then use the debit or my checkings to pay the minimum payment on the line of credit, which has a lower interest rate. So you just kind of do that loop. Your credit score will maybe go up, maybe go down. It'll be wonky. I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know the effects. But my point is that it frees up a lot more cash flow for, where I want to start looking for a new place. So does not having the vehicle, but I've also never not had a vehicle except for when I was in university, but everything was in walking distance. So I walked everywhere. I never had to deal with transit. But now I'm never going to have a vehicle, or I'm not going to have a vehicle. And I've never had to deal with that before. So it's a nice change. It'll be a nice breathing room for me. And I think it'll really help me grow as a person and be more confident in myself when I am getting more independent. And I think a lot of the anger that I have right now is that everyone I know thinks that I'm like dependent, but I'm not. I'm reliable. And I said that I want people to think I'm reliable, but really I want me to think I'm reliable. Because I'm not sure. I can't be sure until I do something and prove to myself that I can do it. There's other things that I've done, but not something like this. It's really big. Now I'll talk a little bit about the career path and a QA analyst and what I believe it to be and how I think I'm going to get there. So I didn't really do much research into what a QA analyst actually does. I do know that it stands for quality assurance, and I know what quality... Sorry, give me 1 second. My cat just jumped off the bed. I thought he was going to hit my stand. So QA analyst is essentially someone that like takes applications to their edge and gives the feedback to the developers so that they can see what have been missed. And I'm really, really good with that because in computer science, there's these things called edge cases. And those are like very, very incredibly niche scenarios that you have to account for even when, you know, it might be something that's incredibly rare because you don't want the entire program to crash. And I'm good at testing applications to their limits. 2 examples of that is one, currently my brother-in-law is developing an application and I'm having a lot of fun and giving him feedback. He is in a CS degree right now and he's letting me know that these are really good. You know, like the feedback that I'm giving is good, and that makes me sort of optimistic towards pursuing it as a career. The second thing is that I have taken quality assurance course before. I did pretty good. I even found the Excel sheet where I went through everything that I made. It was for like a banking system, but it's like, for a really simple explanation, it's like if you have a password creation system and you want to make sure someone puts in an asterisk, but the guy doesn't code that the asterisk is in the check, you let them know, hey, you want an asterisk, but you didn't code it. That's really simplified, but it could be like an asterisk plus more than 7 characters, plus this, plus that, and it stacks, and it gets really complicated. So that's what, you know, my general belief of a QA analyst is. But I want to talk about how I'm going to get there. Currently at work, I talked to my manager, and my company does currently pursue or have people that are QA analysts. So 6 months after my probation, so 3 months from now, and then 2 months after that, I'll be able to start doing coffee chats, a lot of networking, and see where these individuals who are QA analysts got there and how they got there and what I can do in my current role so that I can be where they are. My company offers a lot of e-learnings through their website, and I'm hoping that they'll have some options that let me go through the e-learnings from work so that they know that I'm qualified already. They already see through, you know, the last 3 months and the next 3 months, the repertoire that I'll build with the company. The repertoire that I'll build with the company and who I am, so that I'd be like a good prospect for a QA analyst, or maybe there's like a junior position below that. I haven't done a lot of research, but I'm really excited to get into the nitty-gritty of it. The only problem is right now I'm really focused on moving out and starting on that, and since it's 3 months from now, well, not 3, well, I mean, technically 5 months, but since it's 3 months from now, give me 1 second. Stop it. I don't have to, since it's 3 months from now, I don't really have to focus on it too much. But it's still something that's in the back of my head. That's why I did put it up on this little board right over here, so that when I wake up, like I said that I did, when I look at it every single day, I'll make sure to remember that is the goal that I'm pursuing. Okay, give me 1 second. I just sprayed my cat with water. And you know what? I guess that's what it feels like. I gotta do that to myself. I gotta spray myself with a little bit of water with this whole QA stuff and focus on this home stuff. But it's been, like, in short, this week has been real hard. Lots of thoughts, lots of action, and I'm proud, but it's terrifying. Thanks for tuning in this week. My name's Jay, and I'll see you next week.